All right, welcome back to the Four Musketeers podcast. We're continuing our series of philosophers and their ideals. And today we've been lucky enough to be having, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Herbert Spencer. I am an educational philosopher. And funny enough, my birthday is actually this coming Monday, which is pretty cool. And as of right now, I'll be turning at least almost more than 200 years old. So I'm still living the dream, you know. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm from England as well. And yeah, that's just about me.
Well, from personally me and from our good cameraman, Matthew back there, happy birthday. I hope you have a great birthday.
Thank you.
You can't get any older now.
Facts.
Yeah, if you want to get more into detail about yourself, kind of life you lived, or what really challenged you?
I became a philosopher only because I feel like people needed to have more in their catalog, their categories. They needed to have more, just in every subject. Like, I didn't attend college, right? Like, what you guys see college now, I didn't go to college. I was self-taught. I taught myself when I was about 20 years old to get into the education world. My parents didn't really like that idea because they thought it was a biased opinion. But I think it's a very complex situation because since I didn't go to college, I don't really have that school background. But I have, in fact, taught myself, which again me to know, I gotta do this, I gotta work on. You know what I mean? Like, teachers, it's self-reflection instead of reflection coming from a teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think not attending college is a setback, but also it can be a good thing. So yeah.
Before we get into main questions, it's just kind of like a side question. I mean, why did you choose not to go to college? Was it a personal thing? Was it because you couldn't? Or is this kind of a...
I would say money-wise, couldn't.
Okay.
I would have if I could have, but at the same time, I didn't really think I needed it.
Yeah, I mean,
the potential I had was extraordinary. So I kind of just built on that.
Do you think you'd be any different if you went to college?
Yeah, of course. I think I'd be a good teacher if I went to college, but that's pretty much it. I don't think I'd be where I am now if I went to college. You know what I mean? And given that I've worked as a railway engineer in my past, I know how to work hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that definitely helps my experience. And I was a part of the industrial companies. Like, I was in those companies. I was be able to collaborate with others. You know what I mean? And that got me to really know a lot of stuff about myself and know that I didn't really need college to go on this journey.
All right. Well, we'll just get right into these questions because we'd love to hear your thoughts on these. But from your own life and from what others have told you, what do you think your historical, cultural, or social factor influences have had on, society and education today?
So I became a writer and a philosopher, which makes sense, which is what we're talking about today, right? And my most famous social factor and historical is being able to be the best to survive. My mindset is you have to be the best to survive in this world, which is a very high place to be.
Would you consider yourself one of the best?
Oh, absolutely.
I consider myself one of the best.
I honestly wouldn't say, going out to the fans here, I wouldn't say that I am I'm not the best, because I think that myself is one of the best around, and living in this daylight at 206 years old, I think that I've definitely had a bigger impact than others. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm better than whatever podcast is doing this kind of idea, because I heard rumors that some other people are copying us.
Fact, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think our podcast is better. I mean, look at our cameraman. I mean, you can't look at him, but hey, speak, cameraman.
Hello.
Yep, that's our cameraman right there, Matthew. We have the best editor back at home, Danielle. I mean, I think we personally, I think
have the best
this
podcast.
is the best podcast. You've been blessed to be on the best podcast.
Fact.
So,
and I would also, adding on to your question, I would say one of the biggest things I've learned is you need this part of life, school, to prepare you for the future.
Yeah. If
you don't have school, you don't know what life is. Like, education should prepare you for life in the future. Like, whatever you want to be, whether it's a construction worker, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a sports player, you need school to be able to have that knowledge of anything.
Yeah.
Because you don't learn about say sport. You don't learn about sports in school, but you have people who know about them who will inform you, right? So I think education is really a big part, and being educational is a big part of why I think that you needed to survive in life. And being the best to survive will help you.
All right. Yeah. I mean, from your understanding, or from what I'm hearing from you, education is a complicated thing. I mean,
Right.
you went through, I'm assuming you went through like elementary, middle school, high school, stopped before you know what the norm is of college, and of course, obviously, you still become extremely successful.
I wouldn't say I went to school. I was more self-taught. I don't really put myself in that school setting.
Yeah.
Like elementary school, yes, but after that, I don't think middle school and high school were a big thing for me. That's why I feel like that's why I was homeschooled.
They're more like
Yeah.
there. Like
Yeah.
you
And I spent,
checked it off, but you didn't really
I spent
do
my
much
educational
learning.
standards. I spent them with my parents to get informed on education. I felt like them teaching me was better.
Do you think your parents are a big part of who you are today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think my parents are a very big part in who I am now and why I have these beliefs, because they believed in them too, right? So they thought that as long as I believe in them, that it can happen.
All right. Well, shout out to your parents. They've given us an amazing philosopher to speak to today, and a even greater philosophy to understand. Another question I've had, and I think Matthew came up with this one, was how have your ideas influenced modern education systems, curriculum, or teaching methods?
I would say my methods aren't really used nowadays. They're more used selectively. Like they're not a mandatory thing. They more select to use these.
More picked
ideas.
apart, like
Yeah,
they're
right,
scattered here and around.
It's more of a complex dynamic of learning.
Yeah.
Like it's more complex than the standard math. It's everything that I taught is more complex. Like how I would say, like how Matt, you take algebra, right? Right. So I'm pretty sure my selective way is a more complex version of that. Like how you have algebra and algebra 2, I feel like I teach higher than algebra 2. It's more complex, and that's why it's selected, because most teachers in the school don't use it.
Okay. What would you say is like your main way of, like, say you were to teach him a higher level algebra 2, how would you go about that?
Well, I would teach him by doing. Like, and I feel like to put it out to him,
By example.
He has to
show him
learn
example.
by doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
he would have to follow every move. Like, if I'm on the board and I'm teaching him a sort of math equation, he would have to follow it as I'm going. And if I feel that he's not following, I'll stop. Because then what am I teaching for?
Yeah,
I want
you wouldn't want to go too far.
Right, I want you to be able to follow me so that you fully understand it.
Yeah.
And if he fully follows me, then he will understand it, because I believe you learn by doing what you're looking at and what you're told. Like, you learn by doing, is what I'm trying to say.
Matthew, what when we were doing pre-literate society, like the education, who was it? I think it was was it basically like the Neanderthals that taught like that? Like they would like natives, they would learn that way, where it was a lot about like showing and then following what they're doing. So when it came to hunting, farming, whether it was rituals and stuff like that, like they would do that. So like it kind of ties all up in together.
Like basic, you start with basic ideas to build something into something complex.
Okay. All right. And then of course my last question, how do you think, because this kind of ties into the last question, how do you think your philosophy kind of ties into classroom today, or how you would tie your philosophy to a classroom like today?
That kind of relates to the last question, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
So I would, if I had a class of 20-something students like they have here, I would say more of a, I don't want to say military type of learning, but more of a, if you're not following me, then I would get mad. Like, if you're not following what I'm doing while I'm teaching, I feel like myself, I'm gonna get angry.
Right. Do you think that's a classroom level problem, or maybe that's you're going too fast? Because I mean, like, I don't want to insult you here, but like, if you're getting upset because, say, Matthew can't follow along with you, it might just be that your pace.
Right, and some people might not get it right away.
Yeah.
So that's why going slower is a good thing too. Like, I'm not saying go fast, I'm saying go slow, but go timely. Like you have to have
don't
a
wait. Don't
timely
waste your
manner.
time on
Yeah,
something.
and don't go slow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that
No,
they
I
can fully
understand.
understand, and that's why learning by doing is this whole thing. Like go slow, but go timely, and surviving, like survival of the fittest, right? I don't know if you guys know that term, but it's just surviving by being what the best you can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of us, we're doing the best we can,
Yep.
and we're surviving. And you don't have to be the best at this or the best at that, but surviving, doing your best will get you places fast.
All right. Well, I think we're a little over time, but it was great talking to you. It was great hearing
Nice
about
to
your
meet you, sir.
philosophy. Nice to meet you. All right. We'll see you on the next one.
And it goes the way